Hello students, welcome back to the channel. In part 1, we learned what HTML forms are, why they make websites interactive, and we also explored the KompoZer interface. Now, in part 2, we will move a step further inside the form tag. We'll learn about all important attributes like action and method, and then explore different form elements. We will also see how to save and test our form in a browser. So let's get started and make our form come alive. Create a new file in KompoZer. To create a new file, open KompoZer. In the menu bar, click File New. A dialog box appears with the title Create a new document or template. Now, students, this is important because when you appear for the exam, these kind of MCQs are often asked, which we mostly ignore to see. That is in figures, what is the title of the dialog box, what option it gives in the dialog box. That all is important to remember from the exam point of view. Now, there are three options available: a blank document, a new document based on a template, a blank template. So select blank document option from the options that are visible in the dialog box. At the bottom of the dialog box, you can see a label Create In. Select New tab option from the drop down menu next to it. This allows us to create the page in a new tab. Click on the Create button. Now let us learn to create forms using KompoZer. From the menu bar, select Insert, Form, Define Form. Alternatively, you can also click on the form icon in the composition toolbar. This will open Form Properties dialog box with the title Form Properties. Under the settings, you have three options: form name, action URL, method, and below that you can see More Properties button. Form name. This is like giving a unique name to your form. It is especially useful when we use JavaScript validation scripts. For example, if I have two forms on the same page, form name helps me target exactly the one I want. Think of it like a roll number that uniquely identifies a student in a class. Action URL. This is the address where form data will be sent after user clicks submit button. For example, it may be a script or a page that processes the input. Without this, the form does not know where to deliver the data. Method. This defines how the data is sent. It takes two values, get and post. Get sends the data in the URL which is visible in the address bar. It's simple but not secure. Good only for short queries like search. Post sends the data hidden in the request body, making it more secure and suitable for larger input like passwords or comments. So, the form name helps with validation, the action URL decides the destination, and method controls the delivery mode of the data. So here in our case, we will enter form name as form1. Now this is case sensitive language, so be careful. Enter everything in small case without space and without underscore, dash, or any other special character. If you are using that, then you have to remember, because the same you need to use in your validations. Action URL, here we will specify it as new.html. So we redirect our output to a file called new.html. Method, we will select it as post. Get, I'll show you later on. Once you enter these fields, click on OK button. You can see the form inserted with light blue colored outline in untitled page. In the normal view, the forms are shown surrounded by a dotted blue box. All the form elements like text box, radio button, checkbox, and drop-down box will be placed within this box. Press the enter key a few times to give some more space to work on the form. Before we go further and add other form elements, let us save the file which we have created. Click File, Save. Alternatively, you can also click on the Save button in the KompoZer toolbar. This opens a page title dialog box. We can give a suitable title to the web page here. So as we are creating student registration form, I will mention here student registration. The page title will be displayed in the browser window's title bar when viewed in the browser. In case we have created multiple web pages, we should give the name of the website as the title page. After clicking the OK button, a new dialog box, Save Page As, is opened, which prompts to enter a file name and specify the location where you want to save the file. So here, as this is my first file, I will name it as first.html. Remember to save the file with .html or .htm as an extension. Click on the save button. This will take us back to the main window. Now the thing to be noted here is, if you are creating a website and this page is home page that will open when you type the website's URL, then save the page with the name index.html. Now let us create our first form element. First, we will insert a label in the name field. Click on Insert Form, Define Label. Place the cursor in the form where you want your label to appear. Type the text first name in the label. To come out of this label, click outside the field. Next, we will insert the text field to insert the first name of the user. Like, it will allow the user to enter his or her first name. To insert an input text field in the form, click Insert, Form, Form Field. It will open the Form Field Properties dialog box. The drop-down menu shows various input field type options. From the drop-down menu, select Text. Then, under the Field Setting heading, enter a name in the field name text box. In our case, as we want our user to enter the first name, we will write F name. You can see here we are entering, or I am entering, everything in small case. F name. Enter some text in the initial value field if you want to show some text before the user actually enters the data. Here I have left this field empty. Click on the OK button. Likewise, we will create two more labels called middle name and last name. And similarly, we will put a text box for middle name and last name. For middle name, we will give the field name as M name, and for the last name, we will give it as L name. Next input element that we will insert is radio button. Radio button allow only one choice from a group. All radio buttons of the same group must share the same name. Use for choices like gender or selecting one preferred option. Radio buttons are like selecting one answer in multiple choice question. For creating a radio button, click Form field and select the field type as radio button from the drop down menu. The form field properties dialog box will appear. Type the name in the group name box. Note that the name should not contain spaces. Here we enter the group name as gender. Again, everything in small. Similarly, in the field value text box, type male. If we want the male option of the radio button selected when the form is loaded, then check the box in front of the text initially selected and click OK button. You can see a small circle appearing on the form. To insert a label with the title male near the radio button created. Similarly, create another radio button named female. Remember, when we create the radio buttons within a group, the group name must be the same for all the possible answers. Hence, enter the group name as gender for female even. In the field value text box, type female. Click OK button. Then insert a label female near the radio button created. Now what happens if you give different field name to the radio buttons created under same group? In that case, it will allow the user to select the gender as male and female both at the same time, which is wrong. So be careful while entering the group name. The next input element that we will enter is the checkbox. Checkboxes allow multiple selections from a list. For example, hobbies. Each checkbox can have the same name but different values. The server receives the selected value. Checkboxes are like choosing multiple toppings on a pizza. Now click Form field, and from the drop down menu select checkbox field type. Enter name in the field name box and the value in the field value. Check the box in front of initially selected so as to keep the options checked when the form is loaded. So first we will create online gaming as a hobby. So field name I'll specify as hobby and field value as online gaming. Insert the label online gaming near the checkbox created. Similarly, we will create two checkboxes with the field values as art and craft and sports respectively. Remember to keep the field name same for all the options of the checkbox. Next input element that we will enter is the text area. Now text area allows multi-line text input used for comments, addresses or long answers. It accepts attributes like rows and calls to control visible size. Text area is like lined page in an answer book where you write long answers. So first we will create a label named address. Now click Form Text Area. This will open text area property dialog box as shown. Enter the field name, select the rows and columns required for the text area. Here we have kept the rows as 5s and columns as 50. In the initial text field, enter a suitable text which will be displayed when the form loads. Click the OK button. Next input element that we are going to insert is the drop down list. So here the select and option tags are used to create the drop down menu. Don't worry students, you don't have to use the tags. Example, select a city from Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat. This saves space and is good when only one choice is needed from many options. A drop down is like choosing one subject from the list of exam form. So let us first create a label named city. Now click form selection list. This will open selection list properties dialog box. Type the name city in the list name box and press add option. Next, type select city in the text field and click on the value checkbox. Enter the value as -1. This we will discuss why we are doing it when we do the validations. Next, click on add options. Now type Ahmedabad in the text field. Again press add option. Add the city Vadodara. Likewise, add the city Rajkot and Surat. Remember to select the option initially selected when adding any city you want that to be selected by default. Click the OK button. The next element that we are going to insert is buttons, submit and reset. Submit button sends the form data to the address in the action URL. Reset button clears the form fields to their default values. Use the submit button to complete the form entry and reset only when you want to start over. Click form field. From the drop down menu, select submit button, enter submit in the field name and field value text box respectively. Click OK button. Similarly, we will add the reset button from the drop down menu. Select reset button. Enter text reset in the field name and field value text box respectively. Click OK button. The final form in the normal view will be the same as seen here. Now save the file. To see the file which we have created in the browser, go to the location, that is File Explorer, and go to the location where you have saved your file. You can see a file with any browser icon like Chrome, Opera or Safari, whatever default browser you have in your system. Double click on that file. You will see the form or the HTML document that we have saved in the browser. It will show you the masked passwords, selectable radio buttons, multiple checkboxes, drop down working, text area wrapping text. Test each field to ensure correct name and values are sent. You can change page background color or style using KompoZer's formatting tools or by adding CSS. A good background makes the form readable. Avoid very bright or patterned backgrounds that reduce readability. Choose background like selecting a paper for an assignment. Plain and clear is the best. So if we want to give the background color to the form, click Format, Page Colors and Background. This will open a dialog box as shown. Select Use Custom Colors option. Click the background option and select the color of your choice from the block background color dialog box as seen. Click OK button. This will lead you back to the dialog box. Again click OK. After selecting the color, the form will look as seen here. Now view the form in the browser and observe the change in the background color. Now, as we have seen how to insert the form elements in a form that we have created, let us understand HTML tags that are being used to create these form elements, right? This you can see while clicking the source tab. It will show you the entire HTML document. The document is created automatically by KompoZer. So let us understand the tags that are being used. This is important from your exam point of view. The tag input, open and input close is used to implement all the form elements. The input tag has different attributes like type, name and value. The type attribute of the input element specifies the field that is to be created in the form. The name attribute specifies the name to be used for the field in the form. The value attribute specifies the default value of the field in the form. For the text box, input tag is used and type is equal to text. To create a password field, again the input tag is used. Here the type will be password. To create the radio button, again input tag is used. Type is equal to radio and name and value properties will change accordingly. The name for all the radio buttons will be same under the same group and values will keep on changing. Same way for creating the checkbox, the tag that is being used is input tag. Type is equal to checkbox. Name for all the checkboxes under the same group will remain the same. Values will keep on changing. To create the text area, the text area tag is being used. It has three properties: name, rows and columns. We have already seen this. Name specifies the name of the text area box. Row specifies the number of rows which are given to the user to enter the text, and column specifies the width of the text area. To create the drop down list, two HTML tags are used: select and option. The select element is used to create the drop down list or menu in a form. The option element is used to specify the values that are to be displayed in the menu. The tag select open close is used to create the drop down menu. The tag option close is used to create the elements within the menu. To create the buttons, again the input tag is used. The type will be different for submit and reset respectively. Alright, let's quickly go through this summary of the form tag. This table shows all the key tags and attributes you will need when creating a form. First, we have form tag. The attributes of form tag are: the name attribute gives your form an identity like login form. The action attribute tells where the data goes after you click submit. It could be a file like save.php or even an email address. The method decides how the data is sent. Get shows it in the URL. Post keeps it hidden. This we have discussed earlier when we created the form using KompoZer. Next, the input tag. This one does most of the work. The attributes of input tag are: the type. The type decides kind of input: text box, password, radio button, checkbox, and so on. For every type of the input element, input tag is used. The name tag, the name attribute helps identify the data when the form is submitted. The value gives a default entry or label like enter name or mail. And the checked attribute pre-selects a radio or checkbox option when the page is loaded. Then comes text area tag. That's for multi-line input like comments or address boxes. You can set its size with rows and column attributes. After that, the select tag makes a drop-down list. You can even allow multiple selections using multiple attribute. Finally, the option tag adds items inside the drop-down. The value is what gets submitted, and selected shows the default choice like Ahmedabad or so on. So this table is basically your one-stop cheat sheet for all the form elements, what they do and how to use them in HTML. Now it's your turn. As an assignment, create a form for a hotel room booking system with these fields: full name, email ID, phone number, room type, extra facilities, number of guests, special request, submit and reset button. Save your form and open it in the browser to check if everything works perfectly. Alright, friends, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to build a hotel room booking form with all the fields we discussed. Save it, test it, and make sure it works. Got stuck? Drop your doubts in the comments. I'll check and help you out. Even better, share a screenshot of your own form so we can discuss it together. Next time, we'll make your form stylish and smart with validation so it's both beautiful and accurate. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's keep coding magic together. See you in the next session. Thank you.